the BBC on its website has a section called Reality Check, which is, I believe, designed to delve further into the facts behind a news story and separate the reality from the fake news. Whether you or not you think it does the job properly depends on your view of the BBC, but it can be a good place to start if you are trying to fathom out who said what, when, and to whom as the latest political drama unfolds. The words reality check came into my mind as I read this morning's Gospel. Perhaps I could invite you now to turn to it or to recall what you've just heard. Jesus has called his disciples. He has called them from all over. Luke describes a great crowd, so I imagine we are talking about more than just the 12 we tend to think of when we hear the word disciples. And quite likely in such a great crowd there would be women as well as men. A great crowd of his disciples and a great multitude of other people from all over Judea, Jerusalem and the coastlands. They are all gathered together to hear this famous rabbi, to hear what he was saying, and in some cases, to be healed. Disciples means followers, a huge multitude of people from all over the place, following this enigmatic teacher and healer. What were they thinking, those who Luke specifically describes as disciples? Can you imagine being in that crowd? Maybe the disciples were physically closer to Jesus than other people, but even so, it would be pretty difficult to see him, let alone properly hear what was being said by him. No big screens or sound systems then. The disciples had been following Jesus for some time now, walking through the cornfields, entering into synagogues, and praying with him on the mountaintops. 12 of them had been specifically chosen and named as apostles, which means being sent out. But all of them are now together, apostles, disciples, and the great multitude of other people from far and wide. My feeling is that there would be a mixture of excitement and fear, possibly more fear than excitement. So many people, how incredible to be part of such a movement, seeing this incredible leader healing and listening to him preaching. Whatever is going to happen next in this unpredictable and scary world in which they are all now caught up. And what does happen? Well, Jesus gathers them together for a reality check. We all need a reality check from time to time. I imagine we have all had the experience of being very excited about some future plan, making all sorts of wild plans. We could do this. How about this? What if we did that? How great everything would be. Let's go ahead. Let's do it. Let's take the bull by the horns. Strike while the iron's hot, or whatever other expression you wish to use. And then something or someone reminds us to take a step back, to calm down, to think it through, reminds us that we need to sort out X, Y, Z before we can do ABC, a reality check. Or at the other end of the scale, most of us, I'm sure, will also have had the experience of feeling completely overwhelmed by a task ahead, or burdened by worry, sleepless night after sleepless night? What will the future hold? How can this ever work out okay? That overwhelming feeling of being unable to see the wood for the trees. And that's when something or someone reminds us to calm down, to sit down, to take stock, to think it through. A reality check to calm our worries and our nerves. But back to the disciples and the reality check Jesus is about to give them. Okay, says Jesus, listen up. You have made the right choice, the blessed choice. You have given up your earthly wealth to follow me. You have given up the chance of regular food. You may be struggling. You may even be weeping at what you've lost. You will certainly be teased, or worse, for your decision to follow me, but you will be rewarded. You are blessed, and joy will be yours. But you need to check that you know what you are in for. The rewards are great, but it's not going to be an easy ride. Those who trust in the Lord will be rewarded. Jesus speaks into their fears and concerns, reassuring them that although they have chosen poverty, insecurity, insult and rejection, they have indeed chosen wisely and bravely. And the rewards of living by faith are great and lasting. They are allowing themselves to be swept up in the wind of the Spirit and to experience the fullness of joy which God longs to provide. They have made the right choice. Those who trust in the Lord will be rewarded. We have a lovely image in the passage from Jeremiah, an image of what it feels like to trust in God. It is an image of a strongly rooted tree near the water, so that its leaves are always green. It has nothing to fear because the water is there even in drought. It is rooted in the water of life. There is valuable fruitfulness in well-rooted lives. If we are really living by faith in God, it is bound to affect how we feel and act, what we say and do. If we feel that we have given up anything or any relationship for the sake of living God's way, then maybe there is comfort in today's gospel, in the knowledge that we have chosen well, the blessed choice. Today's readings challenge us to choose the risky vulnerability of living by faith in God. So as the disciples continue their journey with Jesus, we continue ours, safe in the knowledge that God loves us for who we are and wishes us to have the joy and contentment which comes from faith in him. Amen.